Hey YouTube, RicoKnows here. Going to talk to you guys about the latest commitment to the Indiana Hoosiers. And some of you guys might be paying attention to Power 5 football, Power 4 football, and you guys will be like, why am I so excited about Indiana as a football team? Well, if you're an MVP, you know. I believe in Curt Cignetti immensely. I think the Indiana Hoosiers have an upward trajectory that is kind of unrivaled by a lot of other teams. I'd say it's equivalent to that of SMU or Memphis. It just feels right, okay? And when I look at Indiana and all their additions in the transfer portal, it's hard for me not to get excited about what they're doing. But today I go onto Twitter and I see this movement here, and it's Triston Abram, and he's got 4 stars, and it says he's committed to Indiana. And some of you guys might go to 24/7. And you might go to 24/7 and you'll see they made him an 85. I think at one point he was an 87, maybe. Okay? But they got him as an 85, 6'4", 225 edge rusher, Christian Brothers High School. It's Christian Brothers College, but it's a high school in St. Louis, Missouri. You see it here. He's committed to Indiana. They don't even update all his offers because he took official visits to Memphis and some other schools, Kent State. He has a ton of offers. But what I want to tell you guys, here they are. The visits are here. They just didn't update it up here. Maybe it's because it's in alphabetical order. But what I want to tell you guys is I did a film review on Triston Abram before all this. Before all the offers, before anybody knew who he was, I did a film review on him back in January, right here. And if we go look at that video, actually, we'll be able to see it here. Yeah, they had him at an 84. Okay. And what I want to do is I'm going to shut off my mic for a second here. I want to tell you guys that I saw this young man on tape, and I wrote Beast on the Edge. I wrote Beast on the Edge, and I did a film review, much like I usually do. Right, on TikTok. If you don't know the premise of my channel on TikTok, I do high school film reviews, and I break down the film of all these players. And typically, I'm identifying individuals who need an offer, people who need added maybe eyes on their tape. I send it to coaches, recruiting coordinators, and various people, and player personnel. You know, directors of player personnel. I talk to them a lot, and I talk to recruiting coordinators. I talk to scouts. I talk to just anybody I can to help these young men go where they belong. And it's really my assessment of their talent. I don't read the websites, or I don't even care what the websites have to say. I individually will assess a player. So if you're looking at a player like Triston Abram, I'm going to actually turn off my microphone so there's no echo here. And I'm going to let you guys hear what I had to say about him. And this is back on January 30th. You see it right here. The 30th of January. So this was before all the recruiting rush and all the visits and all the offers. This is a while back, and here's what I had to say about this young man. Just listen carefully. It's just going to be another RicoKnows strikes again type deal. Here's a player I certified as great, and don't you ever forget it. And shout out to Triston Abram. He did say appreciate it on this video, and more importantly, he wrote me back on Twitter, and he's like, thanks again, Rico. I appreciate you. Yeah, man, this is a stud. Okay, so please watch the video. Here I go.
Star player at 24/7 Sports. He's got an 84 rating. If you don't know what that means, it means he's a mid-level 3-star player and at the very bottom of that category. This means it's a player that we consider to be capable of starting at the Power 5 and an impact player at the Group of 5. Maybe that's right, but I would say, why is he not an 87? Why is he not an 89? Because everything I see looks great. This is the type of football player you want on your team. And I'm saying this because I was watching film yesterday. I was watching defensive ends in the transfer portal. And their high school tape looks just like this young man. Their college film looks just like this young man. He has the right metrics, and he's got the drive. I thought he popped on tape. I saw it immediately. Thoroughly impressed with the tape. Congratulations. Shout out to Triston Abram. I know he's going to get a Power 5 offer. I hope you pick the right school, make the most of it. And just a heads up, here is the waiting list. A couple of these names you see, they've been lower on the list. They paid a little bit more to move up. And if you look at Anthony Youngblood up there, he doesn't have a high school because that young man's still in middle school. I don't care what echelon of football you play at, you can get on the list. Now back to Triston Abram. Let me show you what I saw. High school film review, and I'm doing a blind reaction to Triston Abram. Christian Brothers College High School, varsity, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis? What's this water then? This man just got a picture of the damn ocean or something? Is there a lake I don't know about? The Ozarks? My bad, I'm just messing around. Defensive end edge rusher. Okay, been to some schools. Edwardsville and Christian Brothers. I guess you transferred. You can play some ball, huh? Defensive end, he's 6'4", 220. Those are pretty good size for an edge rusher. Let's go see the tape. Right here on the edge. Ooh, good moves. Hey, he looks pretty agile. The only thing I didn't like is the pad level. He exploded. He just stood straight up. But dudes are folding around. Hey, that's way to turn the corner. That edge there. He's over the nose, bruh. Great moves. I like that. Look at this. Pad level still. Like, the stance is perfect. You look like you're going to go get it. You standing straight up. That was much better. Look at that. That's how you got to cross his face. My goodness. You need that get off. There it is again. Wrong shoulder it. No problem. It's important. You're doing what coaches tell you to do. Much better. Just hands. Good active hands. Oh, this kid looks nice. Whew. Got to cross his face. Bruh, his get off is nice. You guys aren't ready for that explosion. Boom. Jadeveon Clowney. Ah! Go get it. Yeah, man, he's just got active hands. Look at that. Them boys are disgusted with themselves. Just got active hands. Whew, that just looks Doomerville status. Whoo, hoo, hoo. Bruh, that's a 4-star. I don't care. I don't know what these stars are. I don't know what he is, but I'm telling you, I see moves. I see get off, and look at it, running it down the back. How do you not win games with this dude? Woo-hoo. What a monster, bruh. Look at the get off. He's always in the backfield. He resets the line of scrimmage. Where do you think I'm going to be, coach? Look at that. That offensive lineman thought one hand out was going to block him? God, he's just constantly ahead of you. 70, looking gross. He's in the backfield. The get-off's insane. Great hands. Dip and rip, swim. He's doing it all, bruh. My God, look at that. Just too much juice. Too much juice for these dudes. So, hey, whoo-hoo. Y'all see that move? Oh, my goodness. Just go get it, man. Somebody better wake up. That's a player. Recruiting websites. Everybody better notice. I don't know. I'm sure this kid's got stars. I'll have to look after the video, but my God. Great hands. Even he's doing his hand. You know, that's muscle memory. The tackle wasn't even there, and he still did it. Oh, my God. I love it, man. Effort. Right angle. I'm watching this play. Look at the effort. Yeah. Hey, Princely Umanly could never. Ugh.
So I go on to say Princely Umanly could never, because that man gives no effort. Shout out to Ole Miss in Florida. But when you look at Triston Abram, one thing I want to say about him, obviously somewhere somebody's giving him 4 stars, or he's giving himself 4 stars. I don't care. I gave him 4 stars. You know, one thing I want to say about him, though, is when I watch defensive linemen, the elite trait that they need to have, you know, I always talk about pad level, get off, maybe have 3 or 4 moves in their repertoire and ready to go. Great hands, great feet, all that. I'm going to give you one more trait that I look for defensive linemen, especially when they get to a certain size, and that's change of direction. If you're a defensive lineman out there and you want to start training to become a better defensive lineman and you want to look better on tape, you need to show your change of direction. Do cone drills and just keep shifting your weight. Stop and go, start and go. Because as that quarterback tries to extend the play with his elusive acceleration when he drops the ball and he doesn't throw it and he tries to run around and he just starts running, you know, all these different, I hate to use the terms, off-platform throws and all this shit. Guys, I hate all that talk. I'm just going to tell you that as a defensive lineman, change your direction. You'd be going one way, stop that train, and go another way. And I see it on Triston Abram's tape all over the place. And shout out to him, kudos to him and whoever helped him make his huddle tape. Remember this is junior year huddle tape. He has another year. He's going to be bigger, stronger, and faster than you envision. And Indiana's just going to have these studs. Indiana's signing great players. Between them and Memphis, I'm so torn because I love both of those programs. I really do, and the trajectory they're headed. And to see the two of them be finalists for this young man is incredible. So shout out to Indiana landing a complete stud. And just never forget, these websites, they don't know these players the way they try to pretend they do. They might have identified a player as a sophomore or a freshman and said, oh, he's a 5-star. And they don't necessarily give anybody else a chance to get anointed like that. And they just keep it like that. And they don't go out there and they don't give an accurate assessment of the players who have a chip on their shoulder. I've seen players that are 3-stars. They got that dog in them. That shit you can't teach, right? They have that dog in them, and they're pissed. They're not at that upper echelon that everybody's talking about. And they're the ones who get drafted. Countless times, they're the ones who get drafted. The 3-star with an edge to them is so much more dangerous than the 5-star who's been anointed for the last 5 years and just walking around collecting his check, talking that shit. And don't get me wrong, there's an immense amount of 5-stars with talent. There really is. But when I look at a player like this, I'm telling you, I appreciate Indiana for not doing their recruiting for dummies, right? Recruiting for dummies, which means go to the website, just look at the top-ranked players in each position group and say these are the best players. They're not. They're not. You're trusting I get it. You don't have the time to go and assess all the players. So you trust a source, and you say, yeah, these guys got to be right. But they're not right. They're not. And they never will be. It's the nature of the business. So they're going to give you their best guess. They're going to give you some statistics about how right they are about certain players and certain situations and how they always get it right. But anytime it doesn't work out, anytime a player doesn't pan out at the 5-star or 4-star level, they blame the player. They call him a bust. They say he didn't live up to the hype. And they never blame the sports writer or journalist or analyst who incorrectly assessed the player. Okay? So I'm not only talking about flops and people who don't quite meet expectations, but I'm talking about these 3-stars that you just don't see what I see. I can see it. I'm glad Indiana can see it. I'm glad there are coaching staffs out there, and they talk to me. I remember I just did a 5-star camp, and I was there at the 5-star camp, and I was really impressed with certain players. And then there were other players I thoroughly thought highly of, but I wasn't as impressed. And I remember one of the parents just recently, he's like, oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. And whatever helps you sleep at night, bro. Whatever helps you sleep at night. I know what I talk about because, well, I talk to the coaches. I talk to the recruiting coordinators. I talk to the player personnel. I talk to the players, too. And they kind of just weed themselves out. The elite make it, and the ones with excuses don't. And I tend to be pretty accurate in this regard. So, feels good, right? Get it right again. RicoKnows strikes again. These players that are RicoKnows certified, where I go out and say, yeah, this is a guy, this is a dog, you got to believe. When I say that, I don't care if they have offers or not. You know, I have a young man. There's wide receivers out there. I can remember Whitver. I was talking about Benjamin Whitver earlier this year. And I remember I was saying, hey, looks like the white guy that would be playing at Tennessee or Penn State or something like that. But he had no Power 5 offers. They were panicking. I don't even think he had FBS offers. And I remember his mother wrote me, and she just kept writing and kept saying, what do we got to do? What do we got? And I said, just be patient. The tape is there. Be patient. This kid is great. He's got a Penn State offer. He's got Power 5 offers today. And that's just the way it is sometimes in this recruiting world. And you might be too patient, and it might not work out for you. I can tell you that when I talk to certain players, and I can tell in their lexicon, in their verbiage, in their mindset, whether or not they're a valued asset to a team. Some of these players are their own worst enemy. Some of these players aren't focused on, APR, academic progress rate. They're not focused on a degree. They're not focused on their education or bettering themselves. A lot of them don't understand that even if you're not going to make it to the NFL, you need to have a degree if you want to be a coach. Got to have a degree if you want to be a coach, unless you want to be one of them volunteer high school coaches with no degree. That's fine. You want to be a youth football coach? That's fine. But if you intend to coach at any echelon, and utilize your knowledge and skill set, you need a degree. So you should focus. I tell a lot of these players, skip your workout, bro. Go do some homework, right? Do your homework. So nonetheless, I think Triston Abram is the total package. I think he's a great player. I think Indiana got a stud. And I'm going to keep evaluating players because we're right over here. And we haven't been missing for a long time. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.